Hello, today we are going to be giving a presentation over a 2013 Gartner Cool Vendor that is in the application services domain. The company's name is Catalyst IT Services. This presentation will be given to you by Group 1, which includes Karen Baker, Ashwin Jayakumar, Allison Miner, and myself, Ethan Schumann. On today's agenda, we're going to go over the background of the company and then what makes it so special, including two primary aspects, including the Moneyball method and their location. We will discuss the benefits of the company and then some of the Catalyst IT service aspects, including market drivers, proven methodologies, the outcomes, and solutions. The background of Catalyst IT services is an interesting one. It was founded in 2001 as a social experiment. The founder was a lecturer in economics and law, and he saw a great discrepancy between resumes and people's actual performance on job. And so his primary directive was to discover characteristics of high-performing individuals and then see if he could mitigate the difference between these resumes and their purported performance. Some of the factors that he found with this company is that on-source sourcing of agile work is much more agile in nature. And to help the company, they received ISO 9001-2008 certification. I'm now going to hand the presentation over to Allison Miner.
So what is so special about Catalyst IT Services? What makes them such a cool vendor for 2013? There are three main points that really contribute to this. Number one, they use Moneyball teams. Now, this isn't like the movie with Brad Pitt. They're not using a bunch of baseball players. I will explain later, but essentially they use data over subjective perceptions in interviews to figure out who belongs on teams and who's the most productive. Secondly, they're a method of U.S. onshoring, and it's a better way to get real-time collaboration, and it's just quicker sourcing when you have to outsource, but you don't want to wait a day to communicate with the people you're outsourcing to. And then third, this makes their services much more agile because they're onshore and because they are so flexible in their teams. Their HR department is actually staffed by mathematicians and statisticians only, so this is what they use for the data to create their Moneyball teams. So to start off, they use the Moneyball approach, which the Oakland Athletics created, and that's where they take what's undervalued and they pay them a little more than other people would, and then they don't really care about what's overvalued. So this creates mostly a fairly young team because you don't have to pay them as much and they're willing to travel more. The second part is that it uses data instead of subjective interviews, resumes, and an assessment of personnel, and they use this to select their consultants and then form the teams based on these selections. So each team is created based on this data, and it is a proven method that says who fits best together, and then they save a ton of money from this. It creates an efficient, effective local U.S. team for each different kind of industry and company, and it culturally fits with the client at a lower cost. So their basic programmer fit, their data just fits the consultants into three different categories. There's venture-backed technology clients, large enterprise clients, and small mid-sized clients. And whatever your company falls into, they look for certain characteristics as listed here to fit you into those companies. And then to fit you, of course, within the rest of the team, they look at the culture fit between consultants. The general consultant characteristics are based on the type of client, and then they also need technical skills and then the ability to engage with the client with soft skills and then build trust and learn and adapt quickly. So for venture-backed technology clients, you need to be able to persist regardless of obstacles such as constraints on time and other resources. For large enterprise clients, you need the ability to navigate corporate policies and rules, and then the knowledge to understand these large organizations very quickly because they're going to want you to start working and transition very quickly into their programs and their projects. And then for small and mid-sized clients, you need the ability to respond to stressful and uncertain circumstances. Once again, resources might be limited, even more so here because they are such small clients and budgets are typically insufficient for what you really want to do. So then location. This is completely onshore, and they actually only have two development centers, one in Baltimore, Maryland, which serves the East Coast, and they can get anywhere from Boston to Richmond within 4 hours, and then any of the eastern states within a day. So it's very quickly. And then their West Coast is served by the Portland, Oregon Development Center, which reaches from Seattle to the Silicon Valley within 4 hours, and then the rest of the Western United States within a day. This obviously increases their agility because of their speed to get to the client and to work with the client. And then these consultants also will stay with the client, and they're willing to move there for weeks, months at a time because they're so young, and this makes them an even better onshore option because of this. Some of the industries that they serve include healthcare, education, insurance, consumer goods, retail, media, and energy. Shown on the right are some of the companies that they've worked with. Obviously, they're very large companies that everyone has heard of, so they are proven to work if these large companies will work with them. So now I'm going to pass it on to Karen to talk a little bit more about what Catalyst IT Services does.
Thank you, Allison. So what drives Catalyst IT Services to operate the way that they do? For one thing, they don't believe that outsourcing is ideal for application services. And they believe this for two reasons. The first is that they don't believe that real-time communications is a capability when you're outsourcing. So they prefer that they can operate in real time with their customers to give them the best development project. The second reason is because most companies develop their team building through individual credentials. However, they don't believe that this is the best way to operate either, because they don't function as well as a team as they could based on the team building aspects. So this is why they focus mainly on onshoring. Catalyst IT Services achieves success in onshoring through a series of proven methodologies. The first is through its use of the Agile methodology, most importantly at the enterprise level. The second is through the high-pressure boot camps that they provide their employees. Their employees spend 14 to 20 weeks working on projects for actual companies. Third, they immerse themselves in their client's organization. During this immersion, they identify pain points. They do this through analyzing problems, ruthless prioritization, shared accountability, and flexible delivery options. And finally, they use Scrum-style Agile sprints. There are two phases. Phase 1 is consultation, where they match the cultures of their development team with their clients' teams. And Phase 2 is project delivery, in which they use 2-week sprints of planning sessions and daily stand-ups. The outcomes of their success is providing better services. For a sports apparel maker that was failing with their offshore project, they were able to deliver a better budget requirements and time requirements. For a health insurance company that had rapid changes in their product delivery requirements, they were actually able to provide same-day response based on their location. And for a telecommunications company that was having trouble with communications and efficiency, they were able to provide a range of development and analysis services to improve their collaboration and efficiency. Now I will hand it to Ashwin to talk about the solutions that Catalyst IT Services provides.
Thanks, Karen.
For a telecommunications company that was suffering from collaboration and efficiency issues, Catalyst IT Services was able to provide a range of development analysis services to help them with their issues. In all, Catalyst IT Services is able to provide agile solutions onshore and on target. Now I'm going to hand it off to Ashwin, who's going to talk about the solutions.
Thanks, Karen. So when we talk about the different solutions that Catalyst IT Services does, we can classify it into 4 different quadrants. First, to start with the application services. There are different application services that Catalyst Services does, like application maintenance, application development, integration of 2 different services, application enhancement from an old legacy system to a newer system. And there are various other strategical projects or application related projects that they are open to do it for the clients. Next on the forum is the mobile services. The mobile services are creating the mobile app development for the iPhones and iPads, and also for the Androids for the different Fortune 500 companies. And they try to use different newer technologies such as responsive web design and other features to make it better. The next is the business information management. Data is one of the important part of a company, and it helps them take better decisions. So the solutions that Catalyst IT Services offer ranges from managing the data warehouse that is being built to the business intelligence, strategic decision making, and also to the predictive analytic solutions that the client from different domains want. One of the important features is all of these different services are done through an agile method of development. So they classify agile development as a 4 different solutions. So they are open to using all these 3 different solutions through agile methodology, or they are ready to go out with new project that is completely agile in nature. So what are all the benefits that Catalyst IT Services has when it comes to using the agile methodology or by providing different solutions? Is that it has cost savings because it uses analytics to come up with different solutions, and it also has the location preference of having people either on the East Coast or on the West Coast, and young consultant who are ready to travel. And the next benefit is the agile production. They are able to come up with quicker solutions through the agile methodology. So the next benefit that they have is the wide focus of different solutions that they provide, and also the different staff characteristics that they have, so the flexibility to work on multiple projects. So to summarize on the benefits, through analytics they do a lot of cost savings, and through agile production and methodology they're able to come up with quicker solutions, and by doing a wide focus of solutions they are able to help people from different domains. So that makes Catalyst IT Services a cool vendor for providing application services through a different methodology. Thank you.